I am Nikhil, and a very good afternoon to each and every one of you. So, today we are going to judge wealth in a horoscope, like how far you will go when it comes to earning wealth. We all want to be materialistic, right? So, today we are going to resolve things we're going to have a lot of healthy discussions regarding these all things. So, let us start and just discover this interesting topic slowly and gradually. Okay, so we all know that first of all, I want to bring few things into your light consideration, things that can be actually considered at high stakes. The first of all, out of 12 houses, there are around 5 to 6 houses that participate actively in building wealth. These are the Kama houses and the Artha houses, we say. Okay, so as you can see the slide, we have 12 houses. It is written 1, 2, and so on. Okay, different houses actually stand for different things. So we will be discussing first the houses because this thing is very important when you start learning astrology. Okay, the first house actually denotes Lagna, your whole body, your birth time, your circumstances, like your family lineage, what kind of circumstances you are going to have in your whole life. These things are actually denoted by the first house. The type of body you have, the type of color of body you have. Okay, these things can be actually denoted from the first house. The type of skin color you have, the texture of the skin, whether it is very smooth or a bit harsh, these things can be actually seen by the first house. Okay, it also denotes the quality and nature of the person. By the quality I mean to say that it tells about the character of the person, the integrity of the character of the person. If first house is very strong, the person stand tall in his belief. If the first house is a big inflicted, the person doesn't have a good moral values, he becomes very corrupt person. Okay. And there are a lot of things to it. It also denotes the psychic nature of the person, whether the person is spiritually inclined or not, whether the person believes in demons and gods or not. These things actually can be seen every time Jupiter aspects us. We can see that the person is very religious for that matter. The second house actually denotes the family. It represents the family lineage, type of family that you come from. Okay, it denotes wealth. What type of wealth does it denotes? It denotes the ancestral property that you are going to get from your parents. It also depends the it also denotes the dependence in your chart. What do you mean by dependence? The younger siblings and your parents in their elderly age. Okay, it also denotes the right eye. Okay, if there is some infliction in the second house, it means that your right eye might suffer or your both eyes might suffer. It also denotes the food that you want to eat. If there is Venus in the second house or there is some connection of the second in the Venus. Okay, it denotes that the person wants to eat a lot of food, a lot of delicious food for this matter. Okay, and it also denotes the speech of the person, how effective as a speaker you are, whether you are a very good salesman or whether you are a very good marketing manager. We can say whether you are a very good politics. If someone has a second house very well formed, then the person is very good in politics. Whether the person is very huge fan base follower or some great leaders are following the person or not, these things actually can be seen from the second house. The third house denotes the brother and the sisters. Okay, your siblings and your relationship with the siblings on a softer tone. Okay, the third house also denotes the hard work that you are going to put in the life. It is a house of courage basically. Yeah, the primary theme of third life is courageous activities. Whenever you have very good third house, you have huge courage to take big initiatives in life. By this I mean to say that the person is going to take big initiatives in his life. Like the person, if he's working in some big four companies or any other companies for that matter, every time there is Mahadasa or Antadasa of the third lord or the planet which is sitting in the third house, he might change his profession multiple times in order to be the big game changer, be the big money maker, be the big businessman over there. These things can be actually denoted by the third house. Okay, the fourth house is the house of mother. It is the house of home environment. If the fourth house is afflicted, or if it has Saturn or difficult position, the planets present over here, then we can say that it's really very difficult. The childhood of the person is definitely going to suffer, though the person may or may not become very good in his elder age as he actually progresses from teens to adults. But what actually happens, the relationship with the mother suffers. The mother is very strict, or we can say that the homely environment in which the child is going to get birth will be strict. Okay, it's also the house of land. If you have very good fourth house, then definitely you're going to have a lot of land. And if it is not good, then you might even lose a lot of land, or you not get your share of ancestral property from your parents, right? So these things come into picture. And it's the house of assets. Which type of assets? Liquid assets. No, it's the house of fixed assets like cars. If you have brilliant fourth house, you can say that if your fourth house is brilliant, then you are definitely going to have a big car. But it needs to be brilliant. There are different parameters for the same. Okay, it depends on nakshatras, planets, and a lot of permutations and combinations come into picture. It's also the house of character. We are said that a child's character is formed when he is very young. A man's character actually gets formed when he is very young, when he is a children. So these things actually come into picture from the fourth house. We can check the differential characteristics of person, how is going to behave with the spouse, how is he's going to behave with the mother, how is going to behave with the friends or seniors in offices. These things we can definitely see. Okay, the fifth house. Fifth house is the house of study. Yeah, it's the house of study and love. How both the things can be same. I had the same doubt when actually I started 10 years back. But see, if it is afflicted, the person will be very romantic in nature. It's if it is not afflicted and good, the person is going to be very good in studies, or he actually might think that we should love irrespective of getting sex from others, like loving on a philosophical level of life. Yeah, we can also say that it is the house of Purna Parva Bhava. Okay, these things actually come into picture. It is also the house of children. When based in few of the nakshatras, out of 27 nakshatras, we can say that you are definitely going to have the first children as your male child. When there is Venus placed in some specific nakshatras at some specific degrees near some specific nakshatra taras, we can say that the person might get the first baby as their female child. Okay, it is also the house of our thoughts, saint, uterus, lottery, knowledge, hobby, gaming, and gambling too. Okay, it's also like hobbies. We can different people have different hobbies, right? So actually, I have to speed up few things, okay, in order to discuss everything over there. The sixth house is of diseases, competition in day-to-day life. It also represents liquid cash. At the same time, it represents enemy, anger, lies, sorrow. Okay, seventh house represents house, marriage partner, type of girlfriend or boyfriends you might get in life, type of adopted son you may have. Eighth house is the house of life and death, the different transformations in life, like Thomas Alva Edison. He had a lot of discoveries on his name, right? He has a very good eighth house for that matter. Ninth house is of justice, luck, religion. Yeah, if someone has very good ninth house, definitely he is going to be a very good religious person. He might have very good religious and philosophical views about life. Okay, it is also called the house of luck, ninth house. Yeah, and it is called the house of gurus and religious leaders you will meet in your lifetime. So how it is called the house of luck? Every time you want to get at the top, what actually happens in life, you need few gurus to help you, to guide you, to make check your progress, to make your progress seamlessly easy in this life, right? So these things can be actually denoted by the ninth house. Again, we have the 10th house. 10th house is the house of karma. Okay, it's the house of business, it's the house of father. Actually, in your Kundali, father is represented by sun. If sun is afflicted, there will be problems to your father. Okay, but at the same time, when we see the house system, 10th house represents your son and father alike, both the things. For a father, it represents his son. For a son, it represents his father. It represents the males in your chart who are actually directly linked to your lineage, family lineage. It also, most importantly, it also represents professional career, status in the society. That is very important in today's life, right? Victory, whether you are able to win over your enemies or not. These things are represented by 10th house, government benefits, yeah, whether the local and global governments are actually helping you out every time you have a lawsuit filed. If you have 10th house, then you will sail through these all matters with lots of ease. You don't have lots of problem in these matters. And every time you have any problem, the government always helps you if you have very good 10th house. At the same time, 11th house, 11th house is the house of profits, it's the house of gains, it's the house of hope, it's one of the karma houses, it's the most important house in your chart. Okay, these things are actually very important in life. Whatever, like if you are seeking a girl, whether the girl is going to behave properly to you or not. If you want, if you're seeking wealth, if you want lots of luxury in life, whether you are going to get it or not, is represented by the 11th house. Okay, and it also represents your elder brothers, yeah. Like second house and third house represent brother and sisters, but they generally represents your younger siblings. But here, in the case of 11th house, the cases are really very different. They actually tend to represent your elder siblings. What type of people you are going to get in form of elder siblings who are either going to guide you or not guide you, which can actually see from here. It also represents people who are having more status in the society than yours. Okay, whether they are going to guide you and you are going to get help from them or not. These things can actually be seen from 11th house. Okay, 12th house, 12th house is the house of wastage, yeah. What type of wastages? Let's discuss slowly and gradually. Stingy, soul, quietus, restriction, expenses, and extramarital affairs. It also represents the left eye. So it means that if someone has around, see, like we can check 8th house, Lord going the 12th house. What 8th house represent? Transformation. What 12th house represents? Sex. So he might have some transformation regarding sex, ideas and beliefs, not exactly regarding sex. He's going to have transformation, but his core philosophy about sex might differ from the rest of the world. These things we can actually see. And it's the house of sleep, house best sleep you actually get in life. It is, if it is afflicted, you might not get proper sleep and your sex life might get disturbed. Okay, thanks for watching up to here. Actually, I have cleared a lot about the basic things. Now I should ideally go how to check the dhan yogas in your Kundali. Okay, so I will be moving to the second slide right now. I have moved to second slide and I'm just reading the text that I typed over here. The importance of nakshatra, divisional charts, and dasa is extremely important. Whether you have mega wealth or whether you are going to have a lot of wealth. There is a difference between a lot of wealth and mega wealth. Mega wealth means top 0.0001% of the population, whereas wealth means top 10% of the population, right? In which types of countries you actually get. Then we have divisional charts. Which divisional chart to see to judge wealth in a horoscope? We have to see the second divisional chart. And dasa is very important. In the same life we are rajas and we are beggars. In the same life we are rich and we are poor. In the same life, what actually matters in the is the timing of your dasas. Okay, so what happens when these three things combined? Okay, and the reinforcement of yogas with the yogas in your Kundali, the dhan yogas that I have been talking about, okay, in the previous slide, actually activates the timing of wealth you are going to get. Okay, it actually activates the wealth. All the things combined activates the wealth. So if there is participation of sun, what does that mean? It means recognition, wealth from recognition, government, father, atma, administration, government. It can, we can also say that local and global governments of the world, right? If there is involvement of Venus, then we can say that there is love, luxury, abundance, and diplomatic qualities. If there is Jupiter, then inheritance, intelligence, good decision making abilities, finance, stock market, depth, subject matter expert. These people are actually very good at preaching. Okay, so preaching any type of things or becoming teacher of any type of activity can actually open doors. Okay, whatever I am telling you guys, it's just the basic. Okay, so this is my like 10 years of research, and directly you won't get everything. So I'm just telling you for the sake of curiosity. Okay, and if you want to learn slowly and gradually, you grow your knowledge base and slowly and gradually acquire your knowledge from different streams. There are a lot of streams and videos on YouTube. There are a lot of books. Okay, so these things are there. And like Mars, wherever Mars sits, there is energy and focus to that specific area in your Kundali. It also represents martial arts. Saturn represents discipline, hard work, control, masses. These things are actually represented by Saturn. We have Mercury. Mercury represents practical intelligence. Okay, if there is Dhan yoga formed by Mercury, it means that you will be extremely good at talking, you will be extremely good at cheating people. Okay, these things actually matter a lot. Then we have Moon. Moon is emotion. Moon is water within your body. Moon is water on the earth. What does that mean? Moon is the mind, it's the emotional response to any stimuli. Okay, so how you are going to focus on your mind to get the wealth? It directly denotes that how much stability you have as a person, how much stability your mind has, and how much of a futuristic view you can have in your life, how much of a futuristic thinking patterns you can have in your life. Because all the actions actually starts with thoughts, right? So moon is our mental thoughts. Then we have Rahu. Rahu actually represents the all new technologies, digital marketing, blogging, YouTube as a career. These things can be actually represented by Rahu. Then we have Ketu. Ketu denotes separation, depth, understanding, and devotion to one specific person or one specific religion or to one specific psychological belief. It is all about the division, right? So I think up to here things are really clear to you, because I'm just trying to explain my thoughts over here. So there will be some people who might not get these things very straightforward because it's a very densely packed PPT. Okay. So again, what are the different steps that we see? Initially, check out the Dhan Yogas in your Kundali. Then check out placement of this planet Nakshatra's Lord. Okay. Check out it's Atma Karka, Amatya Karka, Dhara Karka, Karam Kamcha. These are actually concepts of Jamini Sutras. It's Jamini astrology, it's not Vedic astrology. Then we have to check out the D2 divisional chart. Okay. Then we have to use Krishnamurti Padyati. We can also use these all things to actually get the perfect prediction. Okay, there is a difference between an individual who tries to have a 15 lakhs car and an individual who wants to have a 35 lakhs car. Okay, but how we are going to judge these all things? There are different levels, there are different steps that we do need to follow in order to judge each and everything slowly and gradually. Okay, so, what is special about Krishnamurti Paddhati? It tells us with a laser focus, exactly like whether you are going to have a Swift Desire, or whether you are going to have a Honda City, whether you are going to have a Jaguar, or whether you are going to have an Audi. Okay, these things can be actually told by Krishnamurti Paddhati, like same type of similar range cars you can tell. Okay, so how to check it, like what is the most basic thing of Krishnamurti Paddhati we need to check in any Kundali? The planets must represent 11 as coordinate in sublord and nakshatra lord coordinates. The negative coordinate combinations I'm telling you, 6, 8 and 12. Okay, 11, 6, 11, 8 and 11, 12. If these three things come, it's very perfect. But if 6, 8, 11 or 8, 6, 11 or 8, 12, 11 or 6, 12, 11, this type of combinations come, then there might be huge problems when it comes to wealth. You might actually lose lots of wealth due to different things in life. And those things can be actually told by the Dasa ruling planet, Mahadasa ruling planet, and Antadasa ruling planets. Okay, these are some of the steps, guys. So, what is Dhan Yoga in Kundali? We have different types of yogas. We have Lakshmi yogas, we have Kendrum dos, we have huge types, many types of hundreds types of yogas in Kundali. Okay, but some are very prominent, like Dhan yogas, Raj yogas, Virpreet Raj yogas. Okay, and few Raj yogas, and these all things are very prominent in nature. So we discuss it. So today we are going to discuss how and when Dhan yoga is formed and how much results it gives to an individual. Okay, Dhan yoga is a yoga for wealth. Dhan yoga is formed in Kundli when lots of first, second, fifth, ninth, and 11th lord exchange placements, including their nakshatra lords. Nakshatra lords exchange of placement is not mandatory, but it becomes a terrific combination if we have it in better nakshatras like Rohini nakshatras, like Purva Asda, like Jupiter ruled nakshatras like Uttara Asada, okay, uh, Uttara Bhadrapada, like these nakshatras are really very powerful. Jeshta nakshatra, and there are like Purva Falguni, okay. There are few nakshatras that are really very powerful, and it comes to generating huge amount of wealth. They have their own ways of giving you a lot of wealth. Actually, it depends on the nakshatra significations, the mythology actually associated that with that specific nakshatra. Okay, like Jeshta nakshatra. Jeshta nakshatra is considered god of gods. Okay, what actually happens, these people get wealth from coveted positions in society. Like these people become the leaders out there, and they get huge wealth from those things. And for example, we can discuss Anuradha Nakshatra. What Anuradha means? It means lotus. So these people actually come from very poor family or come from a middle class family, and they rise to the top, and then they got wealth from different sources. But one thing is for sure, they can't compete with the Jeshta Nakshatra guys. If strong planets are strongly significant, so though Anuradha Nakshatra is going to earn wealth, but he will still remain under Jeshta Nakshatra guys. These things are very prominent when you see cold days. And to some extent, we can also see if eighth house is somehow connected to these houses, that is the first one, the second one, the fifth one, the ninth one, and the 11th one, we can say that you are definitely going to earn wealth through inheritance related to, like if eighth is related to the first, the person is the ascendant, the lagna itself, the person is going to inherit a lot of wealth. If it is again related to second, the person is going to get huge benefits from fathers, from family lineage. From fifth, the person is going to get wealth from the love of his life or from the study he is going to do, because fifth house, check out guys, fifth house represents study. Okay, so the person might get into IM or might clear IS. Okay, like these are some of the basic things I'm telling. There are many different things at different levels in astrology. Okay, we can't generalize anything. There are very specific things in astrology. Okay, hope you are understanding everything. So we are going to the next. The first is the first house. The first house is the house of self. This includes self awareness. How much energy you are able to emit in the outer world, how much of an influence as a person you are going to make in the outer world, how much impact you are going to create in the outer world, and how much money can you receive from these all things. Okay, when you go out in the public, when you walk in the public, what public thinks about you, these things are actually represented by the first house. So when there is a connection of any planet or any nakshatra planet with the first house, sitting in other dhan yoga houses like second house, we can say that like due to these traits, maybe the person is getting a lot of wealth during the antardasa, mahadasa, or the priyantardasa of these specific planets. Okay, there are a lot of different levels. The second house, what second house stands for, actually I am again discussing these houses because these are the houses which actually give you a lot of wealth. Okay, the second house refers to your own money, okay, the family money that you have as a person, and possessions, right? And this is what I'm telling you, what you value, your family lineage, your speech towards elderly people, your speech towards your friends, how what you value, and how you express yourself in the entire world. Okay, through your speech, not through your writing ability or not through your personality, because those things are denoted by the first house. Okay, your hidden talents. Okay, whether you are very good at singing, dancing, or something like that, whether you are like very good in playing games, or whether you are very good as a YouTuber. Okay, whether you are very good as a content creator, whether you are very good as a marketing professional. These things actually are signified in tits and bits through second houses, though there are a lot of huge combinations to it, but definitely few things are signified. It also tells us the sense of self-worth. Yeah, if the second house is strongly afflicted by the malefic planets, this person actually tends to suffer a lot in life. Why? Because his self-worth is very less in his own eyes. He want to be able to stand in front of the people and tell, look dude, I have done this work, it's just because of me that I have done it. No, the person is actually going to be a follower, and he might not ever become a leader. Okay, these things are actually told in such critical conditions. It also represents self-esteem. Okay, I think second house is also clear. The fifth house, fifth house, I have told you, it is a house of study, it is the house of love, it is the house of emotional expressions. Okay, it is the ordinal house of the moon. It is the original house of the Jupiter, your self expression, your level of expansion. Okay, so let me read it, what it is written over here. The fifth house refers to children, creativity. Okay, it represents to your progeny, the type of children you might get, the type of money you might get from your children when you are elderly. These things are actually seen from fifth house, because sometimes it does happen that your children actually take a lot of money, and as a parent you actually give them, and then they fly away to different nations, and then they never look back and care for you. So whether the things are actually going to be in your favor, or whether the child is going to do whatever he or she thinks about life. Okay, these things we can actually see through the fifth house. This also includes personal interests. Yeah, it includes hobbies in your day-to-day life. It includes love affairs. Okay, I have already told you, sports, speculations, risk-taking tendencies, teaching. Yeah, because it's the original house of Jupiter. Jupiter represents preaching, preaching, becoming a spiritual guru, becoming a philosophical writer, anything for that matter. It also represents creativity, because Jupiter, Venus, these two planets actually represents creativity. So it also represents creativity. If your fifth house is very strong in your chart, it means that even through drama or some creative pursuits, you can actually try for acting, right? So you can actually earn a lot of wealth. It also says creative self expressions. Okay, it also says love given whole, not for the pursuit of sex or something, but as a whole, for philosophical and spiritual beliefs that you have. Okay, it also represents gambling. Yeah, some people are a great gambler. They actually go to the casino and earns a lot of wealth. So this type of people have very good influence of uh, moon, Jupiter, and at the same time fifth house in their charts. And these three things, if you see clearly, you will notice that these three things actually might get connected. Okay, so again we are moving to the second last house, the ninth house. The ninth house refers to philosophy, religion, law, learning, higher education, ethics, moral, long journeys, travel, foreign countries and interests, spiritual urges. Okay, it's the house of religion. Okay, so spiritual urges. It's mainly considered the house of religion. Your dreams and visions, whether you are going to have a great higher education, or whether you are going to have just an average higher education, whether you are going to have a lot of wealth via your higher education and higher educational pursuits, whether you are going to have a little wealth from your education, and you are a self-made man because of your courageous activities of your third house. These things actually are told by ninth house. In simple terms, I'm saying it tells us that whether after very good educational background, whether the child is going to earn a lot of wealth or not. Okay, as a parent, if you mean that, or as a an individual, whether after completing my civil services examination, whether I will get selected or not. Okay, and once I am a civil servant officer, then whether I will be able to earn huge wealth or not. Like, you can actually see in these viewpoints. Okay, it also represent wisdom. Yeah, Jupiter is the lord of all planets. So Jupiter actually teaches, it always preaches. Ninth house is the main bhava of Jupiter. So it also represents wisdom, books, publishing, ceremonies, and rituals. Again, we are going to the 11th house. 11th house is the house of community, large groups, and friends. It's the most important house in your life. If you have all the planets in best positions, and if you have all the things in very good positions, yet if your 11th house is screwed enough, then I'm sorry, my boy, you won't be able to land up a very good job. You might not able to be a very great speaker, okay, or you might not be able to influence people because of your speaking abilities, because the large groups and the friends are going to go away with time, right? Nothing actually is there in your life. So it is very important nowadays to have very good 11th house. So I have discussed up to here. So what's going to be the next topics in upcoming days? Definitely I'm going to discuss about the wealthiest nakshatras. Out of 27 nakshatras, we have around 8 to 9 nakshatras that are very wealthy. Somehow, if there is a connection of any planet with these nakshatras in some specific Dhan Yoga positions, and or even for that matter, Rahu or Ketu, okay, things actually get magnified a lot. In realistic viewpoint, only and only nakshatras play a major role in differentiating someone has a 10 lakhs Nexa car or whether someone has a Jaguar. Okay, so that video I will be uploading within 7 to 10 days. Okay, thanks for watching this video, guys. Hope your interest in astrology remains intact, and thanks for all those likes and subscribe buttons that you are pressing, and kindly at least to motivate me. Definitely I will be actually coming with a lot of interesting topics in future. Thanks for the videos, guys. Hope you like this video. Kindly like and subscribe and share with your friends and peers, whoever you know and have a bit of interest in astrology. And definitely I will be coming out with a lot of content in some time, slowly and gradually, as I'm progressing. Okay, thanks guys, thank you.